Hey guys, welcome back to another Glendemonium podcast. This is episode 2, and I'm just gonna make a brief little, recap. I guess recap's the right word, of Ubisoft, Bethesda, and Electronic Art conferences. Now, I'm gonna be blunt. I actually missed most of the EA conference, but in my defense, there wasn't really a whole lot that really interested me. I guess I'm not really big on sports games. I mean, I know there's an audience out there, and that's great. Do what you got to do, man. But I guess I'm the kind of guy that likes like adventure, action, and blowing stuff up. So it's been literally years since I touched a Madden title or a SimCity title, and a mess that was Mass Effect. I don't know. I have a very hard time trusting the company, and from what I understand, it's mostly a flop. The whole conference, that is. And which is a shame. I kind of wish that EA could, I don't know, try something different, try something new. But a lot of these AAA companies, they want to do the same old, and I can't blame them. If it sells, it sells. People want sports games, and I don't feel that I'm in the right state of mind to fairly critique them. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's good for those who like sports. But now I'm just rambling on, so I'm going to move on to the Bethesda conference. I'm a little mixed on that. I feel the Bethesda conference was a little underwhelming right up until the very end when they showed Wolfenstein. Now, Wolfenstein pretty much blew my socks off. But before I go further into detail with that, I wanted to talk about Fallout 4 VR, I guess. Yay? I don't know. It looks like just first-person mode, but without the dislodged arm holding everything. I'm sure maybe there might be a little niche audience that will want to give it a try. Granted, if I had the spending cash, I'd probably be the first person on there. I actually have Fallout 4 for the PlayStation 4, and I still haven't yet to beat it. I get so distracted with all the side quests just thrown at you. Especially all the area building and there's area building, lots of side quests. And it's very hard for me to stick with a faction because it's like New Vegas. There's like a good and a bad, but there's no like de facto good guy unless you count with the Minutemen. But the Minutemen suck. The Minutemen just suck. I'm sorry to say. They're probably okay. And then they got the Railroad, which are a little too nutty. But anyway, no, I don't want to go off a tangent. I apologize. There was a card game there that introduced Skyrim. That's great. Not my cup of tea. I know card games are a big deal to a lot of gamers. I know Hearthstone is huge. And I think, isn't Smite a card game? That's another one. A lot of these mobile card games are just popping up. And, I grew up around people who play Magic Gathering, and I couldn't even get into that. I know, I can already hear the booing. Boo! You're not a nerd. Yay. So what? Anyway. They showed off Skyrim for the Switch. I thought they confirmed it was the remastered edition. The remastered edition was going to be for Switch, but it just says Skyrim. We don't even know if we're going to have DLC for it. But what they did show is briefly a Breath of the Wild Link amiibo. You place it on the Switch, and your character now looks like Link from Breath of the Wild. I thought that was kind of cool. But, I know there's a lot of Nintendo fans out there, like real dire Nintendo fans, that never touched another game console. Because I don't know why, but there's like a thing with a lot of Nintendo fans that I know, is that they refuse to touch another console because of some brand loyalty shtick. And I was guilty of this when I was in my teens. But, okay, it's nice. Oh, actually, maybe it's not that nice, but you missed out on the game that came out like many years ago and people were played to death, but at least they'll get a chance. If this doesn't convince them to pick up Skyrim, I don't know what will. I really don't know what will. I know I'm missing something. Dishonored, there's a new Dishonored game. I tried the first Dishonored game and wasn't really... I got into it a little bit, but it felt kind of boring after a while. I don't know. Something about stealth games. I like Metal Gear. I like Tenchu Stealth Assassins. I know I'm already revealing my age with the games there, but maybe if I had enough time, I'd like to give Dishonored 1 and 2 another chance, another go. Maybe once I whittle my student loan debt just a little bit to where I'm more comfortable buying games. I mean, there should be lower in price now too. But I think it looks good for what it shows. I know there's definitely a huge lore behind it. Bethesda is really good about putting huge amounts of lore behind their games, so you know you're going to get your money's worth. All right, I'm going to move on to the showstopper, if you want to call it a showstopper. Was Wolfenstein 2. I played a little bit of the first one, the New Order, and I don't remember. I don't think I beat it. I think I got through a couple levels, and then I got distracted playing something else, and then it was a rental, so I had to give it back. But from what I could see, this game is going to be pretty awesome because they showed an area where the setting is basically Nazis and the KKK, like basically this huge takeover, and I guess you're trying to kill them basically, just like the original Wolfenstein. But now here's the crazy part. Because look, I really don't want to drag politics into this because oh my god, I hate doing this. But why are people getting triggered over this game? Okay. When we were growing up, Nazis were the freaking bad guys. The KKK are the freaking bad guys. Okay? You're gonna say it's like, oh, you're gonna get upset for shooting black people. Yeah, and then you tell them these are the same guys that told us to get over it. Who cares? It's just a game. So, but now, the table's been flipped. You got KKK and Nazi dudes. You got a pregnant lady stabbing a Nazi. Then you got the main character in a wheelchair blasting him away, and then people are getting offended by this. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? You call people on the left side special snowflakes, but you're getting triggered by this. I mean, and I'm the one that's going to say it's just a game. It's just a game. It's going to be enjoyable. People are going to enjoy the crap out of it. I mean, wait a minute. Call of Duty, we didn't Call of Duty one of the Call of Duty games we blasted a bunch of Nazis. Nobody gave a crap. But all of a sudden, like, all these weirdos are coming out of woodwork saying, "Oh, you social justice warriors! How dare you! You're infecting our games through your disease!" Raw. It's like, really, guys? Anyway, there's a lot of really cool visuals. It's definitely a good Wolfenstein game. There's a lot of weird, trippy scenes to it. I guess the main character must have done LSD at some point. I think the game's gonna be a trip. I like games where they don't take themselves too seriously. I want to give this game a try, and I believe it's coming out this year. That's gonna be pretty awesome. Speaking of controversy, I'm going to now start talking about Ubisoft. I was at work when this conference took place. That's unfortunate. I gotta have a day job right now, until I'm able to support myself with my endeavors. But I'm looking on the list here. They showed Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, I remember this is a cult classic. And if I recall, the first game was really cartoony compared to what they show. This new one's got like realistic graphics, the protagonist and the monkey and the warthog looking dude, like all real life, realistic look graphics, and the game looks fantastic. It makes me regret not playing the first one. I really got to pick up that first one. And this is a game that a lot of people have been waiting for a long time, and I can't blame them. I don't know how many years it's been since that first one came out, but it's all I ever hear is like Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's gotta come out. It's gotta come out now. And well, now it's gonna come out. You get your wish. Far Cry 5. I actually enjoyed Far Cry 3. I kind of missed out on Far Cry 4. What kind of got me into Far Cry 3 was when I first played it, it was a game where you had these, like, goofy, rich, snotty kids who were on a vacation, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta play as these pretentious twats, and then all of a sudden, like, shit just got real. Excuse my language. Okay, I normally don't curse here, but I just did, so I apologize. But all of a sudden, you're basically in full-on survival mode, and then you gotta help save your friends, or this crazy madman who's somewhat charismatic and has a bunch of quotes, because everybody quotes this guy. the definition of insanity, blah blah blah. And he was probably one of the coolest villains I've ever seen made. And I remember beating it. I think it was on their 360, if I'm not mistaken. I remember doing the good side, but I wanted to see what the bad side looked like. And spoiler warning, you basically kill your friends, and then you end up getting killed in the end. But it introduced me to it was one of the fun open world games. It took me a while to warm up to because it wasn't something I'm used to, because I'm used to like Saints Row and Grand Theft Auto and like RPGs where there's like more to do. Where Ubisoft open world, it's an open world, but it's like empty. You climb a few towers, and then once you beat the game, there's really nothing left you can do except for trophy hunting or achievement hunting, whichever platform you play on. Far Cry 5. Another game that's sparking a lot of controversy. This time it's about religious Christian American dudes who formed a cult. And they're killing people in the name of God. And, it's funny. I've lived here in Kingman, Arizona for, gosh, I would say 30 years. I'm not proud of it because it's a kind of a crappy town. It had potential for growth, then we could stagnate. But anyway, growing up with some of the Christians around here, when I see the trailer for Far Cry 5, I am reminded of some of the most nuttiest religious dudes have ever met growing up here. Like, some a bit unhinged, talking about sacrificial, sacrificing people. The kind of violent Christians that talk about actually killing people in the name of their Lord because of disagreements. The Far Cry 5 has actually taken that and literally emulated it. I couldn't stop laughing watching that trailer. And I kept laughing when I read the comments about all the people getting offended by this. Especially in this day and age, but holy crap, I think I might just get back into this one just to see what you can do. And there's also some little funny bits in it. But they borrowed some bits from Metal Gear Solid 5 because they got a girl sniper and they got a dog. Dog's named Boomer. Have you seen Independence Day? Do you remember that scene with the dog where a dog somehow survived a giant ball of fire coming after him? I know Nostalgia Critic did a little meme called Boomer Will Live. And now in this day they have a dog named Boomer, so now I think of Independence Day when I see Boomer. Now I hope they do more to this because, Ubisoft open world games tend to kind of get boring after a while. They tend to get boring, a little repetitive. I really want them to, do something to diversify the game. I mean, you get hired guns in this one, so you can hire a sniper, you can hire a dog. So that's helpful because in Far Cry 3, if I recall, you really didn't get much help. I mean, every other mission you might get a helpful NPC, but having someone to carry out missions, I think that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it, actually. We don't have a game rental place anymore. Ours closed down. I wish I could rent games, so I wish there was a service you can just stream games for a fee. I could have sworn they were doing that. And see, I'm behind the times again, so feel free to let me know if there's maybe PlayStation View. Anyway, a crossover with Nintendo with Rabbids. Rabbit. Rubble. Yeah. That, I don't have words for that. It reminds me of XCOM, and I can't even believe I'm actually remembering that game. But hey, it's got Mario characters, and you shoot things, so why not? Not really my thing, but maybe one day if I get a Switch, I could give it a shot. It's kind of funny seeing Miyamoto holding an arm cannon. Maybe they'll have Mega Man do a cameo, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. You got The Crew 2. That looks like a really fun game. It does not feature Terry Crews, but it has a lot of cars, a lot of planes. Doesn't have a train, but that might change. Let's see, Skull and Bones. I guess if you like the pirate stuff in Assassin's Creed, that's basically what this game is. I guess there's an audience for that. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. And you got Starlink, Battle for Atlas. I almost said Atlantis because I'm retarded like that. You attach your toys to a game controller. Maybe. Well, I guess. I guess aside from that, it's somewhat lackluster. That's why I kind of bundled these three up here to do one video. I mean, I wish I had more to talk about. I went through the trailers and I'm just sitting there thinking, yeah, well, out of all those games, the most I'm interested in is obviously Far Cry 5 and Wolfenstein 2. Maybe Beyond Good and Evil 2. You know, I definitely need to start getting back into gaming. Even though I said this channel's not going to be focusing on gaming, but it's a pastime. You know, it's a pastime. Some people do other things. I like to go outside, you know, but maybe over the weekend, I like to play games. I play Destiny still. I play Final Fantasy 14. But, I need to expand a little bit, kind of diversify. Otherwise, I end up burning out. Who knows? Maybe this channel will grow enough, and then I might get to do some unboxing. Maybe. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm still new at this whole thing. Alright, guys. E3 Sony is starting now, and I'm watching a guy on a bike. That's that zombie game. I'm going to cut this off, and either tonight or tomorrow, I'll definitely have a podcast for Sony's conference. Please look forward to it. Like, fave, and subscribe. Leave a comment, thumbs up, whatnot. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on, I guess Twitter right now. And I will see you soon.